Psychological factors. To start off, we're going to investigate a few psychological aspects which a rugby player must deal with on a day-to-day basis in the sport. An athlete's mental attitude can sometimes cause lethargy and tiredness, especially within rugby, as it is such a high-impact sport. Creswell and Eklund 2006 have stated that burnout has been hypothesised to result in concentration problems, mood swings, poor performance and potential dropout from the sport. This is supported by Baker, Coates and Abernathy 2003, who states that burnout may be more apparent in elite players who must invest a large amount of effort and time in order to be successful. This is further invested by Maslash 2000, as it is seen as a source of feeling overwhelming and exhausted, with a sense of feeling detached from the sport and a sense of ineffectiveness and lack of accomplishment. Burnout links in quite heavily with self-determination theory, as the only one who can get you out of feeling this way is yourself. Deci and Ryan have identified that self-determination theory is a theory on human motivation and personality within social contexts. This differentiates motivation into autonomous and controlled. There are three aspects which are associated with a variety of self-determined motivation. One form is intrinsic motivation. This refers to a circumstance in which the athlete finds the sport interesting and enjoyable and can provide opportunity for learning. Deci and Ryan, 1985, found that participants who are motivated intrinsically engage in specific sports for their own sake and for the satisfaction of doing well in their participation. Regarding this, the involvement by the participant is self-determined. Vallerand and Rousseau 2001 support this by explaining there are three types of intrinsic motivation in relation to the involvement of an athlete in sport. These are the motivation for stimulating experience, to gain knowledge, and to accomplish within the sport. Secondly, we have extrinsic motivation. This is where the participants engage in activities because they like the outcome of it. These outcomes include public recognition and praise and extrinsic rewards like a medal. Extrinsic motivation is the least self-determined form of motivation, as it is driven by rewards and feelings of the need to comply with others and feel that they engage because they must or have to. For example, a disagreement with a coach over a set move or decision and going along with it because the coach has said so. This information only occurs when the participant is of a mature age and has their own minds on what they would like to do. Finally, the third category of motivation is known as amotivation, which is where a participant lacks either the sense of efficiency or sense of control attaining the desired outcome, and they frankly don't mind which way it goes and have no respect for anything which happens. So the athlete does not feel in control and the focus is external. Following on from self-determination, we have mental toughness. In sports, mental toughness is extremely important as there are so many aspects surrounding it, and it is a lot to take in mentally. Athletes, coaches and applied sports psychologists have consistently referred to mental toughness as one of the most important psychological characteristics related to outcomes and success in elite sport. Mentally tough athletes usually are highly competitive, self-motivated, cope effectively under pressure, committed and can keep concentration in pressurised situations. The 4 C's model by Clough, Earle and Sewell 2002 highlights the components of being mentally tough. Control. Having the ability to handle lots of distractions at once and remain influential rather than controlled. A good example of how to combat this would be to train in the presence of distractions. Challenge. Being able to perceive potential threats as opportunities for personal growth and thriving in constantly changing environments. Again, ways to combat this would be to embrace change during training and not just stick to the same schedule. Commitment. Being deeply involved with pursuing goals and striving to achieve them, despite difficulties or setbacks. An example of development strategy for this would be goal setting and goal achievement. Keep setting goals that are attainable so there is always an element of progression. It also helps to focus attention, and it is crucial to maintain the enhanced motivation. Goal setting gives direction both in the short term and the long term, and you can see success as you achieve your short term goals. This was found by White 2019. And finally, confidence. The ability to maintain a self-belief despite setbacks and not be intimidated by opponents or of the environment around you. Jiménez et al. 2006 states that imagery and self-talk are useful strategies to combat this. Self-talk is one technique commonly included in mental skills training programs and is proposed by sports psychologists to regulate cognitions, emotions, behaviour and performance. Wang et al. 2003 suggests self-talk is one of the common psychological strategies used by athletes, and the coaches believe it helps build performance and confidence. The last two terms I'm going to speak about in this video today are grit and mindset. So what does grit look like? Duckworth and colleagues 2007 have examined grit as determination, passion, the will to succeed, accepting failure and desire. Grit has been defined within the extant literature as trait-level perseverance and passion toward long-term goals. However, mindset is split into two categories: fixed mindset and growth mindset. Athletes with a fixed mindset believe that their talents and abilities are fixed, that they have a certain amount and that is all. In this mindset, athletes may become so concerned with looking talented and being talented that they never reach their full potential. Whereas people with a growth mindset, on the other hand, see their talents as qualities to be developed through dedication and effort. They are happy if they are brainy or talented, but that's just a starting point. They see education, experience and practice as opportunities to increase their mastery. We can tell that research surrounding these terms claim that grit and growth mindset are positive for an athlete moving forward and being the best they can be. However, a fixed mindset is not. This not only is beneficial for the players, but as coaches also. The coaches are able to see when someone has a fixed mindset and when someone is willing to learn, listen and develop more as a player. A study conducted by Hill, MacNamara and Collins 2015 enforces this point by saying that the qualities associated with a growth mindset were widely recognised by the coaches within the athletes, who then later on went to achieve success, with learning from mistakes, engaging with challenge and reacting positively to setbacks such as deselection. Following on from grit and growth mindset, MacNamara et al. Developed a method called psychological characteristics of developing excellence, which includes aspects such as goal setting, commitment, realistic performance, evaluation, self-awareness, effective imagery and more. The purpose of this method is to equip athletes with the necessary tools and skills that they will need to go through the development pathway. Moving on to my fourth video, we will be looking at social factors which affect an athlete going through the talent development pathway. Thank you for watching.